In race 4, you're going to saddle Bull Attitude. First go at the mile last time, certainly reaped the rewards. He was a tidy winner.
Yeah, and look, I think the good gait had plenty to do with that, as well as the step up in distance. He got a good ride from Lyle, had a soft run, got a gap late, but he was good enough to put them away.
I know he's not an over big horse, but he had to breathe in a bit, didn't he, up the rail to go for his run, but he was very good in doing so.
Yeah, got a little tight, but he was game enough to go through, so that's always a good sign of a genuine horse. And look, he's come through that well. He gets an awkward gait on Sunday, and we'll just have to have a good look at the race and decide how we ride him. When we pushed him forward from wide gates earlier in the season, he didn't react well, so I'll just have a good look at the speed of the race and decide where he's best placed.
He's only coming up for start number 9. Had he just taken a little bit of time, this horse, Mark?
Yeah, look, like a lot of horses coming here, it does take a few runs till they work it out. And generally in Class 4, they're racing horses that are very experienced. And, they may not have much class, but once they've had that 25, 30 runs, they don't make any mistakes. So they're hard to beat. And, he's just a horse that's, improved a little bit again from last season, and he's got a little bit more season, a bit tougher, and got a bit more racing style about him.
There'll be a few judges out there looking at your strike rate with Andrea Azzani. He rides him for the first time. Obviously, Lyle did a great job last time, but you're 3 from 10 with Andrea so far this season.
Yeah, well, look, actually, all the boys I use have been in really good form. Andrea's in that group. Lyle's suspended this Sunday, so he's a good replacement.
You're riding the 5th is Mr. Cool. You won't like me for reminding you, but you're going to get quite familiar with the outside fence on Sunday, which is not ideal. But with a horse like him that goes back, how do you sort of see the race panning out first and foremost with him?
Yeah, he's not much luck with draws. He's a horse that his trials have been very impressive. He's been a horse I like a lot. He obviously. His first round of the season, he ran on very slow ground. He actually ran good. He probably just got a little bit tired on it. He probably wasn't quite strong enough to go through that sort of ground. But yeah, hopefully if you get a bit of luck from that draw, he's obviously carrying top weight, which is never easy. Drawn wide is never easy. But yeah, he's been knocking on the door, and hopefully it's only going to be a matter of time when he's going to pop, and hopefully be on Sunday.
He's had one run already. I mean, the run was very respectable. I guess a couple of crucial points. One, the handicap has left him on 60, which gives him a chance in this grade. I'll ask you about him going up in grade in a moment. But second up, he did win second up last season as well. So do you reckon he just needed that run to sort of knock the cobwebs off?
I think so. He was ready to go, but he wasn't quite there yet. And obviously we found the day rained a lot, and the track was quite soft, which it would have took a bit of speed out of him. So yeah, no, it feels like he's come on for it. Like in his trial, he was, like everybody said, he always tries quite well. So the ability is there. He's, like I said, he's on a mark where he can obviously run in the top of the Class 4, which was a conversation that me and Frankie had, and whether to go up to Class 3 with a bottom weight or carry top weight in Class 4. But at the moment, Frankie was happy to stick to Class 4, and hopefully if he can get the job done on Sunday, then he'll go up to Class 3 eventually.
Yeah, I mean, with that in mind, I mean, is he a horse that perhaps as well will get over a bit further? Maybe, sort of Class 3, maybe a little bit extra distance might just suit a horse like him given his makeup?
Yeah, like I said, he's not a slow horse. I think a mile is right where he wants to be. Whether he'll get further, I'm not sure, but I think a mile at the moment is just a perfect trip for him, because there's the horse that travels very strong, and he has got a bit of a turn of foot as well. So hopefully, if he can get good trip around on Sunday, he'll be doing his best work at the end.
Final race on Sunday, you're going to put a saddle on Dazzling Fit for the first time this season. On what we saw last, you must be excited to get him going.
Yeah, he had a obviously progressive sort of 3-year-old campaign. He made a step forward each run, and even his last run I thought was probably his best performance up in grade. So obviously looking forward to getting him back.
How have preparations been with him, David? He's had a couple of trials. He's looked good in both.
Yeah, pretty smooth. I really haven't put sort of too much pressure on it. Obviously, his last trial it quickened up well, but they didn't sort of run great time. But he's quite a naturally sort of athletic horse. I don't sort of think it requires too much work, and it's the start of the season with with hopefully bigger targets in mind. So just brought him along gently.
And on that last season, David, obviously he was successful, so he'd obviously did a very good job, but he always looked like a bit of a work in progress. I went back and looked at his debut run, and he sort of looked the horse that was going to learn throughout the course of the season. Would that be fair?
Yeah, he can be a bit of a big sissy, I took my time with him, and as I said, he just progressed with each run, and he's still got that in him, really. He's still learning, and I just feel like he's a horse that will continue to sort of learn on the track. I don't want to sort of overdo it at home.
Is 14 his trip for now?
Only for now. I'm looking forward to stepping him up in trip. I think I think you could run a mile now. There's really no need to, and he's not a slow horse. But I think he'll stay well, and hopefully his turn of foot will then be that little bit more potent.